Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how are you doing? So I'm continuing the series to look at different football clubs in different countries around the world. I had a suggestion in a comment to do Nottingham Forest FC in the English Premier League this season, of course, very famously. And I decided it's such a good idea, I'm going to do it right away. If you want a particular club, then continue sending me comments. I write them all down and I will do them eventually, so keep those comments coming. If you nag a lot, you're likely to get it sooner. Okay, so let's look together in this ASMR video, meant to relax you, but also to be infotainment. So, informative and entertaining. That's why I'm whispering. It's supposed to be relaxing. So this is an ASMR video about football, okay? Nottingham Forest Football Club is an association football club based in West Bridgford, Nottinghamshire, England. The football club was founded in 1865 and have they played home games, this makes sense, have played their home games at the City Ground on the banks of the River Trent since 1898. Forest are one of 4 English clubs to have won the European Cup, UEFA Champions League, more than once, and one of 2 English clubs to have won the competition back to back. Forest have 2 stars above their club crest to commemorate their 2 European Cup victories. The club competes in the Premier League, the top division of the English Football League system. Okay, quick facts. Nottingham Forest, that's their famous L emblem. So it's the tree representing the forest, obviously, with the 2 stars at the top. Nottingham Forest Football Club nicknames Forest, the Reds, the Tricky, is it the Tricky Trees or just the Tricky? The Tricky Trees, surely. The Garibaldi, interesting. Founded 157 years ago, City Ground, capacity 30,445. Owner Evangelos Marinakis. Chairman Nicholas Randall Casey, Steve Cooper, head coach. Premier League, EFL Championship, they came 4th and went up via the playoffs last season. Red top, white shorts, white socks. The away kit is a yellow number. Okay. Nottingham Forest have won 2 European Cups, 1 UEFA Super Cup, 1 league title, 2 FA Cups, 4 League Cups, and 1 FA Charity Shield. The club has competed in the top 2 tiers of the English Football League since its admission to the Football League, with the exception of 5 seasons in the 3rd tier. Its most successful period was under the management of Brian Clough and Peter Taylor in the late 70s and early 80s, which included back-to-back wins in the European Cup in 79 and 80. In Clough's last decade at the club, the Nottingham Forest team won the 89 and 90 League Cups and were losing finalists in the 91 FA Cup final. Before relegation from the Premier League in 93, upon an immediate return, Forest finished 3rd in the Premier League in 95, before the club suffered relegations from the top flight again in 97 and 99. The team returned to the Premier League by winning the 2022 Championship playoff final against Huddersfield Town. The club's fiercest rivalry is with Derby County, with whom they contest the East Midlands Derby. clubs have met a total of 109 times, with Forest claiming the most victories, 43, the longest win streak, 5, and the longest unbeaten run, 10, which runs from the 11th of March 2018 to the present day. Forest also share local rivalries with Notts County and Leicester City. In 1865, a group of shinty players met at the Clinton Arms on Nottingham's Shakespeare Street. J.S. Scrimshaw's proposal to play association football instead was agreed, and Nottingham Forest Football Club was formed. It was agreed at the same meeting that the club would purchase 12 tassel caps coloured Garibaldi red. Okay, that makes sense. Named after the leader of the Italian Red Shirts fighters. Thus, the club's official colours were established. Nottingham Forest claims to be the oldest remaining club in the English Football League. In 2019, when Notts County were relegated from the league, Stoke City claimed to be the oldest remaining club, but football historian Mark Metcalf stated that Stoke was formed in 1868, rather than the 1863 date on the club's badge, and therefore Forest was the oldest club. The EFL also stated that Nottingham Forest was the oldest. Their first ever official game was played against Notts County, taking place on the 22nd of March 1866. On the 23rd of April 1870, when the team played their first game in the league, the steward of the club was John Limbury, and William Henry Reeves scored the first goal. On that day, Reeves also won the prize for kicking a football furthest, with a kick of 161 feet and 8 inches. In their early years, Nottingham Forest were a multi-sports club, as well as their roots in bandy and shinty. I don't know what they are. Forest Boys Baseball Club were British champions in 1899. Forest's charitable approach helped clubs like Liverpool, Arsenal and Brighton and Hove Albion to form. In 1886, Forest donated a set of football kits to help Arsenal establish themselves. The North London team still wear red. Forest also donated shirts to Everton and helped secure a site to play on for Brighton. In 1878-79, Nottingham Forest entered the FA Cup for the first time. Forest beat Notts County 3-1 in the first round at Beeston Cricket Ground, before eventually losing 2-1 to Old Etonians in the semi-final. Nottingham Forest application was rejected to join the Football League at its formation in 1888. Forest instead joined the Football Alliance in 1889. They won the competition in 1892, before then entering the Football League. That season, they reached and lost in an FA Cup semi-final for the 4th time to date. This time it was against West Bromwich Albion after a replay. Okay, I'm going to skip a little bit of that. I want to learn about later on the Brian Clough years. Okay, Brian Clough and Peter Taylor, 1975 to 82. Brian Clough managed Nottingham Forest for 18 years. I think the days of that are gone. With Alec Ferguson. Brian Clough became manager of Forest on the 6th of January 1975, 12 weeks after the end of his 44-day tenure as manager of Leeds United. Clough brought Jimmy Gordon to be his first trainer, as Gordon had been for him at Derby County and Leeds. Scottish centre-forward Neil Martin scored the only goal in Clough's first game in charge, beating Spurs in a FA Cup third-round replay. Taylor took Forest to new heights. The first trophy of the Clough and Taylor reign was the 1976-77 Anglo-Scottish Cup. Forest beat Orient 5-1 on aggregate in the two-legged final, played in December 1976. Clough valued winning a derided trophy as the club's first silverware since 1959. He said, "Those who said it was a nothing trophy were absolutely crackers. We'd won something, and it made all the difference." Okay, some more information. I'm just going to skip there. It's incredibly detailed. They are a club with incredible history. Oh, this is important. In February 1979, Taylor authorised the English game's first £1 million transfer signing, Trevor Francis, from Birmingham City. In the European Cup semi-final, first leg at home against Cologne, Forest were 2 goals behind after 20 minutes, but then scored 3 to edge ahead before Köln equalised to start the German second leg ahead on the away goals rule. Ian Bowyer's goal in Germany put Forest through. Forest beat Malmö 1-0 in Munich's Olympiastadion in the 1979 European Cup final. So much info here. I could spend days on this video, to be honest. The league and the European Cup winning squad was broken up to capitalise on player sale value. Clough and Taylor both later said that this was a mistake. The rebuilt side, comprising youngsters and signings, did not challenge for trophies. Taylor said in 1982, "For many weeks now, I don't believe I've been doing justice to the partnership, and I certainly haven't been doing justice to Nottingham Forest the way I felt. And consequently, after a great deal of thought, there was no option. I wanted to take an early retirement. That's exactly what I've done." Okay. Maybe I should do a longer video in the future discussing the extensive history of Nottingham Forest. It just keeps going and going and going, look. Nuts. Okay. Okay. Nomenclature. The club has garnered many nicknames over time. Historically, the nickname of Foresters was used, as was Garibaldi's. The Forest, or the simpler Forest, as used on the club's crest, is commonly used, as is the Reds. Another lesser used nickname referring to the club is the Tricky Trees. The Tricky Trees. Since 1898, Nottingham Forest have played their home games at the City Ground in West Bridgeford on the banks of the River Trent. Prior to moving to the City Ground, Forest played their home games at Forest Recreation Ground, then Trent Bridge, and finally the purpose-built Town Ground. Since 1994, the City Ground has been all-seater, a preparation that was made in time for the ground to be a venue for Euro 96, and currently has a capacity of 30,445. We talked about their rivals earlier on, and we talked about their achievements. I want to see their current squad. Here we go. Okay, so goalkeeper Dean Henderson on loan from Man United. Then Julian Bancone, Steve Cook, Joe Worrell, who's the captain, Aurel Mangala, Loic Mbeso, Nico Williams, Jack Colback, Tayo Awoniyi, Jesse Lingard, Jordan Smith, Wayne Hennessy, Lewis O'Brien, Harry Toffolo, Sam Surridge, Cafu, Musa Niakate, Brennan Johnson, Sheku Kuyate, Ryan Yates, the vice-captain, had man of the match in the win over Liverpool on the weekend. Remo Freuler, Serge Aurier, Emmanuel Dennis, Scott McKenna, Omar Richards, Loic Bade on loan from Rennes, Willy Bolly, Renan Lodi on loan from Atletico Madrid, Lyle Taylor and Adnan Kanuric. Notable former players: Stuart Pearce, all-time 11, Shilton in goals, very famous English goalkeeper, Walker, Burns, Pearce and Anderson, O'Neill, Scott Gemmell, right, Keane, Robertson, Storymore and Francis up front. Okay, there's literally too much to include in this one video about Nottingham Forest. So I'm going to consider doing a longer video in the future, concentrating on the ups and downs of this club, but I hope you got a good, small understanding of their rich history and achievements. Personally, I'm incredibly happy to see them back in the Premier League. Don't forget to drop a comment and let me know which club I should do next. Okay, thanks for watching this video, this ASMR football video on Nottingham Forest FC. I'll see you again really soon. Take care.